On a scale of 1 to 10.
10 being the highest? 7. We're like an East Coast 7.
Welcome back, everybody, to East Coast Sevens. I'm glad to be back. I missed everyone. As if I'm talking to people whenever I'm here.
Yeah, we're talking to a live studio audience.
I missed
right
you.
Now. Yeah, I missed you as well.
And your cute butt.
Okay.
I was gone, out of town, on a ladies' trip. Ladies.
Yeah. How was it?
It was really good. We went to Savannah, Georgia, which I should probably talk about some of the restaurants there. Like, Savannah, Georgia is so awesome. They have a really cool food scene.
I haven't been to Savannah since I was younger. I went on a trip with a friend of mine, and the only thing was really funny. We went to this toy store, which is like hilarious because that's who goes to toy stores. I remember as a kid going to toy stores, but we went to this toy store, and the only thing that I remember from the toy store was they had this big like air cannon. Have you ever seen those? Where like it's like this giant. It looks like a megaphone, and you pull an elastic thing back, and there's plastic inside.
Yeah,
So
I know what
when
you're talking
you let
about.
it shoots this like wave of air.
Oh yeah, and then your
so-
hair blows back, and you're like, "Whoa,
yeah, you
magic!"
have no idea where it's coming from. And
Who's done this?
As a kid, I thought that was the absolute funniest thing, that like to be able to shoot someone with air from across the room, and then like, and the thing was big too, so it's like not like you could hide it.
Yeah,
Like you shoot them, and then you're like trying to hide this like giant megaphone behind you.
yeah.
But that's the last thing I remember about Savannah.
Yeah. Well, I think the best places we went food-wise, one was called Trailer Park, spelled Treylor.
They were serving possum.
Yeah. We had these tacos that the shell was a pancake, and then it had fried chicken in the middle, a chipotle aioli, and then strawberries on top. It was nuts.
Nice.
And then we also had like a taco that was like an Asian beef and had it had pickled cauliflower on it.
Okay.
And then
I had pickled cauliflower for the first time like 2 weeks ago when me and Daryl were working at the coffee shop. Yeah, I told you about the pickle party.
he had a pickled party.
Yeah, he brought a bunch of pickled things,
Uh-huh.
and we ate them. We like took a break and ate all these pickled items. Pickles were one of them, and then it was pickled cauliflower and pickled okra,
You can pickle anything.
pickled beets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening right now? I thought we were building a bench, and you're over here wanting to eat pickled things.
Yeah.
So it was just out of pocket.
Yeah. And then the other really good place we went for food in Savannah was called Starland Yard. And they have a series of food trucks that it's usually different food trucks that come every day. But then they've also got one place that's a pizzeria that is always there. It's like a brick and mortar, but then everything else is outdoor seating, and it's super cool. And what is also really cool is when you go in, you just give them your card, and then all the food trucks and snack places, everything takes just your name, and then you pay on your way out, which I don't know why I think that's so cool, but I just do.
It's convenient.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know. Is there something about, like, going to a food hall and having to pay 6 different times?
Because I want to get little items from everywhere.
Right. I don't have to keep tapping my card.
And then it makes the lines longer. You literally just go up, you order, you give them your name, and then you leave. And
I
it
like
all
that.
goes onto the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Super
Savannah
cool.
seems like I always have this thought about Savannah that's really funny because of a Saturday Night Live sketch that they did way back in the day. And I think Bill Hader was on Weekend Update, and he was like some dude from Savannah. There was like this big winter storm, and he kept saying he talked like this old Southern gentleman. And
Yeah, it's a very southern place, but it's starting to be I don't know if you'd call it gentrified. I don't know.
No, that's probably not it. Touristy.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be gentrified.
Touristy, but more like modern tourism.
Well, SCAD, the School of Art and Design Words, hopefully that's the right abbreviation.
Yeah.
Don't know. Savannah College of Art and Design. Okay. And that is a very hip, artsy scene.
True.
And so you have this like whole southern thing, but then you have this very artsy scene.
Yeah.
They said it was like $90,000 a year to go to that school.
No, thank you.
Bye.
Golly.
To become an artist?
Yeah, to graduate with a painting degree.
Graphic design, I don't think there's a lot of risk with that anymore. That's such a coveted,
Yeah.
needed thing. But like, painting?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Did you minor
And
in-
like, I'm an artist myself. I am a musician, and I know that like, so I went to school for music business on purpose because I thought like, business, fallback, or just something,
Yeah.
you know? Because if I went and got a degree, like a performance degree, what?
Yeah.
I'd need to get like a teaching certification to make any money.
Right.
Can't do that.
Yeah. People are going to the SCAD school with freaking majoring in painting, minoring in finger painting. They wanna
Now, I
minor in
did do
watercolors.
music business with a minor in church music, and like, I guess that's good, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think that like you definitely don't
You
need
don't
that
need a minor in
qualification,
church music.
no, to do anything.
I'm like,
at
I'm
church
sorry,
with
what does
music.
that even mean?
Yeah. It sounds pretentious more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really funny. Well, we're
Like,
glad
what
you're
is
back.
church music? I know like worship music, and like there's, I don't know. I don't think I got anything from that minor. I'm sorry.
Yeah. A minor in hymns.
But anyway, I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
And you know, you barely made it back. You barely made it back to this episode.
Yeah.
We never film podcasts in the morning. I think this is a mistake. My words aren't
Special.
working. But
Yeah.
yes, you barely made it here.
Yeah. I got a tattoo yesterday. And if you haven't seen it, it's pretty large. On my
You should have showed everyone today. You can't show them because you're wearing long pants.
No, yeah, it's kind of tender. I don't want to pull my.
Ew. I don't like that
It's
word.
hard. Well, no, it's not hard. It's that's not the word I was looking for. It's hard to pull like my pants leg up above it because it's tender. You know, it's like
Ew.
it's like when you feel
Tender.
when you
gross.
start to feel
That
sick and
is like the word
feverish.
moist. Gross.
No, when you start to feel sick and feverish, you know how like your skin is just like
Yeah. You're like,
achy. Yeah,
don't
God,
touch
don't.
me.
Yeah. Don't touch that right there. But yeah, so I got a tattoo yesterday. It took 7.5 hours. And
That's too long. That's too long.
yeah, I learned that I will from now on set a time limit. I wanted to get
That
it
sounds
done.
horrible.
I wanted to get it done because I didn't want to have to like have an unfinished portion and have to go back because there's no
All or nothing.
Yeah, there's no telling when I'll be able to go back. We have so much going on with the coffee shop about to open. Like, there's no telling when I can leave again for another. Because it was I went and got it in Huntsville. My guy Keenan Griffiths, excellent tattoo artist. He did my shin piece, and so I wanted the same guy to do my calf piece there. Naruto and Sasuke, which I'm big weeb over here. And so I was watching. Funny enough, I was watching Naruto while he was tattooing it, and about 3.5 hours in, it did the thing where like we had not clicked a button on the remote in a long time, and so it turned off. And so for about an hour, and my phone was charging. So for about an hour, I was just laying there with nothing to distract me from the.
Oh my gosh.
The needles.
In like complete silence?
Yeah, actually, yes, because he had his AirPods in. He was listening to something.
My upper lip is like literally sweating thinking about that.
Yeah, it was terrible. I thought that the shin was going to hurt, and it didn't hurt as bad as the entire backside of my leg. And I didn't realize this till after I got done. I was still a little sunburned on the top of my calf.
Sadness.
So the back of your knee hurts really, really bad, and if you're sunburned on the back of your knee as well, it hurts even worse. But we made it through 7.5 hours. It was the longest he had ever tattooed. It was the longest I had ever been tattooed. The second longest was 6.5 hours, which was for my shin piece. But it looks so stinking good.
Too bad it's gonna send you to hell.
Yeah, yeah. I felt like I was there yesterday.
Well, that's what you get for
I got
doing the devil's work.
Yeah, I got
and getting that tattoo.
I got a little glimpse of where I was going because I felt it on the back of my
You,
calf.
my dad, my brother, y'all all going to hell for your tattoos.
Yeah.
Me and my mom gonna be like, oh, hey guys. And you guys gonna be like, ah.
Yeah. I started like thinking, and I text a buddy of mine this morning. He was telling me how he was like, yeah, I heard that portion hurts, and I was like, I don't know. I had moments where I agreed with old people and their views on tattoos. I was like, yeah, tattoos suck. Tattoos are stupid. We should not be getting these. Like, the tattoos are so dumb. And I had those thoughts in the middle of getting tattooed because it hurt so bad.
Yeah.
I sent a couple Snapchats out, and, like, it was really hot in there, too, for a little bit. Like,
This does not sound
I
fun.
know, but it looks fantastic. The
It does. It looks awesome.
Yeah, the result ended up, I mean, it was so worth it. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out on my Instagram. Obviously, I posted
Logan from college.
yeah, at Logan from college. I posted a reel about it, and you'll get a glimpse of it. But yeah, it was super hot, and so I was like sweating at certain points because like when you're in pain, you sweat.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I sent some Snapchats out, and people were like, "Are you crying?" And I was like, "No, dude, I'm sweating.
Yeah.
My body's crying.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes were dry. My body was moist."
Gross.
Yeah.
Don't like that word. Did you ever have to take any breaks?
Yeah. I didn't take as many breaks the first time, but I think he wanted to take more breaks this time, which I was completely fine with.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of those immediate relief of pain moments where, like,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as he stops, it's, like, fine. It's not like – it doesn't sting for a long time afterwards. But, yeah, we took a break about once an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember one of the last breaks we took, he was like, "Yeah, we've been doing it for 4.5 hours." And I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." And then we were talking about when are we going to stop. And he was like, "We'll stop at 7." And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." But I was thinking in my mind, there's no way we have that much time left. I was just like laying there on my stomach the whole time, waiting for him to be like, "All right, dude, I'm done." And it never came. And I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to die right here. I'm going to die on this table." But it was fine. In retrospect, it looks great, and I'm happy with it. It was my birthday present, so I'm kind of, my birthday's coming up, if you didn't know that. So, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thanks. But, yeah, man, it was I was like, it felt embarrassing a little bit, like, because I would feel my leg twitch. Like, you can hold back pain for a while.
Yeah.
But at certain points, he would tattoo a certain portion, or he would do a line, and my leg would twitch, and I was embarrassed. I was like, "Man, this guy thinks I'm such a wuss." He thinks
You're like,
yeah. He's like, this, like, you know what tattoos feel like. We've done this before. Stop acting like a baby. But something about this one was so different. I felt so embarrassed because like I had to ask to like take a break to just do nothing for a little bit. One time I had to take a break because I had to use the bathroom. But yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah, it shouldn't really feel embarrassing, but there's just so many things that feel embarrassing, and
That
it's like,
shouldn't
why?
yeah, that shouldn't be embarrassing.
Like taking a break from getting a needle in your leg for 2.5 hours. Like, yeah, a break should be okay.
Yeah.
But it just feels embarrassing.
I can't stand when things feel embarrassing that they shouldn't feel embarrassing, like normal things. I like there's been a couple of times where I was like at the gym, or I was going to the gym, and I always keep a stick of deodorant like in my car or like in my gym bag. And the worst is when if it's in your car, it's fine. But I kept it in my gym bag, and I went inside and I started to work out, and I had the thought, "Oh crap, I didn't put deodorant on at the house." Good thing I've got a stick of deodorant in my gym bag. But pulling that stick of deodorant out of my gym bag and putting it up my shirt and putting deodorant on like everybody does it felt like the most embarrassing thing I could ever do.
Yeah.
Like everyone's looking at me like, "Is that guy wearing deodorant? Is he stink?" Like,
his armpits stink. They sweat.
everyone
What?
in the entire world, with the exception of maybe 5 people, have stinky armpits, especially when you're at the gym. But for some reason, I was like, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever done.
We went to Academy the other day so we had Youth Pastor Appreciation, and the kids got me some weights because I've been wanting to just like, dumbbells, because I've been wanting to work out at home. But then your mom told me that there was some adjustable weights, and so I could just go exchange them. And I was like, adjustable weights, more bang for my buck.
Yeah.
But taking those weights back into
God.
Academy was the most embarrassing thing. And because it's like they're like awkward to hold. You can't put them in a bag or hide it.
Yeah, you can't put them in a plastic bag.
It's like
they're obviously weights.
People are looking at us. It's like, we decided we didn't want these weights. We decided I don't want to work out.
Yeah.
This is too much for me. Like,
we had 3 sets. There was 15s, 10s, and 5s, and you can't carry all at the same time as one person because they were the metal weights too. So they like if you like hit them together, they make a bunch of noise. Or if you accidentally pinch yourself. So like I was carrying the 15s which are not very heavy, but like it still felt embarrassing because I was walking.
I was trying to carry 2 weights in one hand. It's like as if returning water. Like water's good for you. Working out is good for you. And I was going to get more weights, but like no one knows that.
Yeah. They just thought we were making a return because we were like, I actually don't want to work out anymore.
Yeah, super embarrassing. But
I can't. I can't stand that. I thought about this one when I was thinking about how embarrassed I felt. Is like when you go to, and you do this a lot.
Me? Oh,
yeah,
God.
you do this a lot, and it makes me embarrassed for you.
Mm-hmm.
But when we go through a drive-through at a restaurant, and they're like, and we, for some reason have cash on us, and I have like a middle holder full of change, and they're like, all right, it's $18.32, and I'm like, all right, cool, I have a 20, I'll just hand them a 20, interaction over with, and you start digging through my change while they're standing there.
You never use change. You refuse to. Do I think using change?
I would rather have $7,000 worth of change sitting in my middle console and just know at some point I could like put it in a Coinstar or something.
Then have to hand someone change.
Then have to be like, actually, hold on, I think I have an exact change for that, and start dealing with the change.
Change is so embarrassing. It's like, am I so poor that I need to use my pennies?
Yeah. I think they need to discontinue.
We went to a Coinstar one time. Going to a Coinstar was the most embarrassing thing I've ever done.
Because that makes you feel like, and we were not.
Oh my gosh.
We were not it was almost 9 o'clock at night.
We looked homeless.
Yeah. It was almost 9 o'clock at night. We looked homeless, and we walked into a Winn-Dixie, which is like the most southern grocery store outside of Piggly Wiggly that you could find. And they had a Coinstar, and we looked so
And I had this weird, like, plastic barrel that had like this bright orange top on it, and I'm like carrying this barrel of change.
And what you want to do is just pour it all in there and be like, let's do this. But it gets backed up. Like, you got to do it little by little.
And it's so loud. People are looking at you, and it's like...
Yeah, it's so loud, dude. Oh, my gosh.
And then it's like we're trying to choose between a Chili's gift card or Domino's or Red Lobster.
If you get like
those things are a scam, dude.
Yeah, if you get cash, they take a percentage, but if you get a gift card, you get the full amount.
I'm like, so do we want $180 worth of Domino's?
We had a ton of change.
Or do we want $180 worth of Texas Roadhouse, which we don't even have in town? Yeah. Olive Garden wasn't open yet, so we couldn't do that.
We had a ton of change because before we got married, I had this change bucket that I stole from my parents. And it was like it was for when you got change, you put it in the bucket, and then they had the future plans of like redeeming it for cash and using that cash on vacation. So written on the top, let me get through this. Written on the top, because this was embarrassing for me and you felt it. Written on the top was vacation change.
No, it said vacation money.
Vacation money.
We're getting married.
And we get married, and I bring this bucket of change into our house, and Shelby loses her mind laughing at me.
I'm like, what? Vacation money?
No, that's what you gotta do.
Are you my grandparents? My grandparents literally have the same jug, but weird jug. Like, where are people getting these plastic barrels?
Yeah, my grandparents also had a 5-gallon water jug that was empty that they put change in, and they would it was nice what they did. They redeemed it, and they didn't redeem it, but they took it to the bank, and they gave us that went to mine and my sister's first car.
Nice.
Yeah, and you got to do that kind of stuff when you have so much change, which I mean, I'm collecting a bunch of. If you don't give it away at times we use cash at the drive-thru,
Listen, it took us 5 years.
Yeah.
To get over the embarrassment of redeeming that change.
No, we just forget about stuff a lot.
One time, I was gonna redeem it by myself. I walked into Walmart. And I started clicking the buttons with a bucket of change, clicking the buttons and realizing that it only had like the Texas Roadhouse and things that weren't in town. And I had to walk back out. I had to walk back out with the change. That's even more embarrassing.
That is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard of my life.
Another embarrassing thing is, bro, and it's the worst, when you're at any public restroom and someone knocks on the door.
Yeah.
And you have to say something.
There should be a script on the wall.
Different things that you could say.
Yeah. Here's three responses that we all agree on that no one's gonna think that like
is weird or embarrassing
or weird. Yeah, because I'm always like,
wait,
hello. Like,
dude, I forget how to speak English.
I'm in here.
And it's like, I say the same thing. I'm in here. They don't know who I
Oh my gosh.
I'm in here.
I'm almost done.
And the first thing that always comes to my mind is occupado, and I will have someone walk in on me pooping before I say occupado.
Yeah, dude.
Occupado.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
Occupied. And that's not enough, because even saying the right thing still feels embarrassing. You're like, someone's in here. What else are you going to say?
Someone's in here is the correct response, but my mind can't remember it.
No, but nothing. It still feels embarrassing.
Yes, to say
like,
that.
I feel like you're never as vulnerable as when you're on the toilet. That is the most vulnerable you can be in your entire life.
You can't be more caught off guard than when you are on that toe.
The what? The toe?
The toe.
Never in history has it been called
I was trying to shorten it like how people say bloobs instead of blueberries.
Good
Lord. So one time, this is how bad I am about responding to people when it's that situation. One time I was at a Starbucks and this guy, I swear I locked the door. This guy is going to clean the bathroom. And have you ever been aren't Starbucks bathrooms like Starbucks?
Yeah.
Bathrooms. Aren't they like one bathroom? They're really big. Really big. Lots of space. Lots of room for activities.
Yeah, tons.
And this guy comes in with his whole like mop, bucket, everything. He literally comes all the way inside. And I'm pooping. I'm pooping like draws to the flow. And I'm like this. He comes in and I'm in shock. I can't, words won't come out of my mouth. He gets, with his mop bucket, everything. He gets all the way inside. Because he wasn't looking at me. He was like looking at his stuff to make sure he didn't like knock the door.
Yeah.
And he comes all the way in and shuts the door.
Ooh.
Him and I are both in the bathroom, door shut. He looks at me and I'm like, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. This is my response. Oh, no, dude, like, bro, it's okay. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, you almost want to just be like, go ahead, start cleaning. That's fine.
Yeah, like, you might as well just, like,
You're in here.
mop in here. We're here.
You're in here. You've seen my knees.
I literally tell him, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm, like, saying, like, let's hang.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's so embarrassing.
Yeah, that was.
We talked about last week, we talked about the Taco Bell by my house, and I went in there one day because I was getting food to go, and there was a lot of people in the drive-thru, and I was like, I'm just going to skip this. We're going to go inside. But I had to use the bathroom too. And so I went in there, and I went into the men's bathroom. I opened the door, and there was one of the employees changing for work. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, number one, this is not my fault. You should have locked the door. Because it was we call them one-holers, where there's only one hole. One toilet.
Oh, one-holers.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. It's just something dumb.
I've never heard that, but go ahead.
My dad, we talked about that a lot. We'd be like, is that a one-hole or two-holer? Like, can we get more than one person in here? Anyway, so I walked in on him and changing, which is like, you're also super vulnerable when you're changing. You're like,
so vulnerable.
Right now, I either have my shirt over my head and I can't see him and I'm dead, or my pants are like, I'm in the middle of pulling up or down my pants, and if they start to attack me, I can't run.
You're done.
He looked at me like I was about to attack him. And I was like, oh, my bad. Like, I walk out and he was like, oh. Like, he just like everybody would be at that situation.
But you're just as embarrassed.
Then he comes out and walks behind the counter to take your order. I was like, hey, like, we've never met before. This is the first interaction we've ever had right here, right now. Let's not talk about it.
Beefy 5-layer burrito, please.
Yeah. Let me get a beefy. I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
Dude, life is so embarrassing. And I think that, like, it's getting less and less embarrassing because of the videos and stuff that I'm seeing online. I'm like, dude, I would have never told that story.
People post stuff on TikTok and socials that I'm like,
yeah,
bro, we would have taken that stuff to the grave.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like on this podcast, I say things that I probably should take to the grave, so I get it.
I agree.
But yeah, this generation, like every generation that comes after, just does not care.
Yeah,
doesn't care.
Yeah. But that's cool, though. I mean, that's fun.
That is cool.
It's like And I think we all need to learn from it too, because it's like for so long everyone worried about putting on this like front that everything was cool, like
Yeah.
I'm the coolest, I'm the main character, like nothing in my
Yeah.
life is going wrong. I can remember the most I and I think this is a wide felt like attitude when you're doing it, but when the most important I ever feel is when I'm at the airport.
Yes.
The most important I ever feel, like I feel like I'm mysterious. I've got this
You got a secret.
I've got this trip planned. I'm going, on a super top secret business trip to make $1 million deals.
Yes.
Or like that's what I think other people are thinking when they see me.
They're
at the
like, "Oh
airport.
my,
Is
this
he going to Maui? Is
this
he going,
man with the red beard, long hair. Where could he be going? Who is he meeting?"
Look at his luggage and like he's got that's a suit. Like right now I've got these two special. I've got a backpack and a duffel bag that holds my sneakers because I'm big into sneakers. And that's still
It is cool luggage.
Yeah, it's super cool luggage. Anytime you have matching luggage, you're either a weeb or it's kind of cool. And I felt like with
How much money does he have
Yeah,
to
is
have
there-
matching luggage?
Yeah, and I think that you walk in the door and you feel like everyone's looking at you, and then
Yeah.
you're like going to like Orlando. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Going to Disney.
Yeah, I'm going to Orlando. You're flying out of Atlanta, and you're just like, no one cares that you're there.
They don't care at all, but I think that everyone, when I'm at the airport, I think everyone is like obsessed with me.
Yeah.
And like
So
I'm
mysterious, or like they're there all of the time, and then I show up for the first time, and they're seeing me for the first time, and they're like, "This guy is not usually here. This must be something important,"
yeah.
and that's not the case.
I'm I'm even cooler if I'm on my laptop. Bro, I'm on my laptop and I'm sending an email. They're like, this businesswoman, this millionaire, Fortune 500.
She can't even take a second away from that computer. She got through TSA, opened her computer.
Yeah.
Like she had to get back to it. Don't bother me. Like I'm also priority boarding, which is funny because you send an email and then you're priority number 6. You know what I mean?
Oh
So the
yeah,
email
I've
at the
never
very
been
end.
I ain't never been
No.
group 1 and I'll never be group 1 and
Nope.
that's just maybe one day.
Yeah, because it's like, what are we? At first you think that it's really cool to be like first on the plane, and maybe it is. I've never been, so maybe it is like
Yeah,
super nice.
maybe.
But we're all going to the same place. We're all getting on the same plane. We're all gonna have to sit down at some point. It's the same thing. What does it matter the time?
I don't understand the people who, as soon as they start boarding, no matter what group they are, they start standing in line.
Yeah. I'll wait
Bro,
I'll wait till the door's about to
you
close
can
before I
sit
go
for
in.
20 more minutes.
Yeah, boarding is never.
Why do you need
Never
to be
quit.
first in line? You're literally going to have to stand there with your backpack or whatever and wait.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm sitting there.
And then so I wait so long to board till it's like almost the very like I'm like the last one.
Yeah.
And I've been sitting there for like 30 minutes. I've already eaten a bagel, drank a whole coffee,
Yeah.
and I will wait so long because I don't like standing in the little tunnel
Yeah.
because it's just like hurry this up, right? We all know how lines work. Yeah, I don't want to stand.
Nothing
in this
more
little,
frustrating than being in that little tunnel.
No. And when you're going to like dumb places like we'd go to, like Orlando, it's so hot in there.
Yes, dude.
Orlando may be the hottest airport of all time. Atlanta may be the most crowded airport.
Atlanta's crowded. Orlando's just Tampa's good.
Yeah, Tampa is nice. I like Tampa's airport. I like Nashville's airport.
Yes.
We started traveling a little bit more this last year, and we made the decision to start flying out of Nashville because Nashville's airport is just so much nicer than Atlanta's
There's
airport.
never a line.
Yeah, there's
It's
never.
crazy.
They just remodeled it. It's super nice. There's a lot of really good food and drinks, like coffee, like places. There's 8th and Roast. There's Barista Parlor.
They have the best coffee shops of any airport in
Like
the
they
U.S.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they voted on it.
And so Birmingham, we don't fly from Birmingham often because
Too
it's so
expensive.
expensive. Atlanta's cheaper, but we'd rather drive the extra hour to Nashville
Yeah.
because you stand in the Atlanta airport security for an hour, and then Nashville is really becoming the biggest hub and has the cheapest tickets.
Yeah.
And one really big travel tip for us is the way that we plan flights and find flights. There's, all kinds of search engines that, advertise themselves and all the things.
Like kayak. And
Yeah, but kayak is good for cars, but
rental cars.
all of those websites, you can search all of them combined. All sites combined by using Google Flights. And the best thing about Google Flights is that it shows you a calendar, and you like choose a start airport and an end airport. It'll show you a calendar, and it'll show the price of a round trip for each day of the calendar. So you don't plan your trip around when you want to go. You plan your trip around when it's the cheapest.
Because there could be a flight on a Sunday is like $350. That same flight on Tuesday could be like $130.
Exactly. Or a flight in May and a flight in September are like seriously so drastically different.
Yeah.
And so plan your trip based around the cheapest flights. Like there's no reason why you have to go at a certain time. Like there's really not, unless you're going to a wedding or something.
Yeah.
And so you can seriously get like $80 round trip flights to places.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's just, I've heard too that you can go into like incognito mode and you can search flights and it'll, like, it doesn't, I don't know. I've heard like the algorithm always like works against you in times like that, where if you searched flights and then you search the same flights later on, it remembers that you're searching flights, so it
gives you bigger prices.
Like it's like it knows you're trying to fly.
Yeah,
and so it's like
I could see that.
I don't know if it's true or not.
Because one time I searched for flights to. Yeah, I think it was like Orlando and Tampa, and I searched so much because we were trying to go to a wedding, and then like the next day the prices were hiked up, and I'm like, did I do this?
Yeah.
I did this?
Yeah.
Like they think I'm that important, but okay.
I don't know why waiting around the carousel for your bag is embarrassing too. Or what's more embarrassing is if you have a large suitcase and it's heavy, trying to get it off of the carousel while it's moving.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And you're like getting real, like, because everyone crowds around it because everybody wants to grab their bag and go, but you're trying to get your like 48-pound luggage off of the carousel.
Yeah.
And then the worst is when there's multiple pieces of luggage like that, and you're like they come back to back, like you want to get out of there quick, but like I've I like tripped over my feet trying to grab stuff, like when we were in like, London and Dublin, and and then you're in another country and you're like, they just think stupid American,
Yeah. TSA is embarrassing just in general, always.
Yeah. I like the airport, but I'm starting to like not like it as much. I used to love flying, but there's just so much pressure.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like there's so much pressure, and it's like, did I accidentally pack a gun? Did I, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did I, like, what did I put in my suitcase? Did someone sneak something in my suitcase just to be funny? Because you start to get up to the TSA line, and you never know if you need to take your shoes off or not. Every airport
shoes,
is
no
different.
shoes, no shoes.
You're looking around like
take my laptop and devices out or not.
Because, like, they have, every airport is so different. So it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And they do their job every day, so they act like you know what to do, and then they end up yelling at you.
Nashville has the nicest TSA ever met.
Yeah, that's true.
Met Atlanta. They are so mean, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're like, two separate bins. I'm like, whoa.
Push your bins forward.
Ah!
Yeah, and then like, so I'm trying to, I've never taken my belt off so quickly. And then, and then you're like trying to like pull everything out of your pocket. You're like, do I need to take this receipt out? And they're like, what? It's not metal.
Paper.
Yeah, it's not metal. Go for it. They're like, do you have anything else metal on your body? I don't know.
I have a permanent retainer.
Yeah, and the last couple of times I've gotten stopped for just random things, and it makes me mad. But at the same time, I'm like, I know you're just doing your job, but it just is. It's always like, because I hate holding people up because I hate when other people hold me up.
It depends on where I am if I care that I'm holding people up.
Yeah.
If I'm at a restaurant that I've never been to before and I don't, like, I'm about to spend my money and I don't know what I want, and it's like more you like walk up and order, like, I'm gonna take a second. Like, if I'm at a donut place, I'm gonna check out these donuts. Like, I'm sorry, everybody.
When we were coming back from Dublin, they were making it seem like we were about to miss our flight.
Yes, we were so scared.
And so we pushed our way through TSA. We probably saved ourselves like honestly a half hour. Just
Yeah, I've never cut the line in TSA ever, but we got there, what, an hour and a half before?
we got to the airport an hour and a half before, but apparently it's supposed to be a lot longer than that. But we
because it was
were,
like an international
shooting
flight
past
or
people
whatever.
on TSA, like, excuse me, like, can we we're gonna miss our flight. We're gonna miss our flight. We go through TSA. We go all the way to our gate, and like it's fine.
Yeah, we were literally there 30 minutes early. I was like,
yeah, we stood at our gate like they hadn't even started boarding yet.
mm-mm.
It's ridiculous, and that stuff just always, I don't know, it feels embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? We have to get through those moments because, you know, that.
No other option.
Mm-hmm. Just got to do it.
We're all in this together.
We are.
We're all embarrassed together.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good episode. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much for being back.
Thank you.
Yeah. We'll have you again sometime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Well, all right, guys. Y'all take it easy. Peace.